art, internet art, would that market then be the like economy? And do you think that's not relevant to your practice?
I mean, I think for me it's totally not relevant. I mean, I think a good way to say this, like, part of what's actually fun about creating internet art is actually engaging people to do things. And sometimes you have to engage them, not just with the art itself, but through following people, through interacting with them, showing your source code and all that stuff. In some ways, being on the internet is almost like having an open studio, letting people come and see your work and actually do. So in that sense, like, should that person actually be holed up in your studio with this little thing, and then just be like, oh, this little person, or should they actually go out there and actually be like, look, I'm making cool shit with my stuff, with my stuff, with my stuff. And even more important is the fact that you have to do this on the internet because it is so oversaturated. So, I think any romantic notions or any idea of like hiding stuff before we actually show it in an exhibition or a gallery, it's almost totally bullshit at the end of that.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that, and it sort of goes into, I would say, like remix culture, which is sort of the next, part of the sharing culture that we have. And I think the artist who works in solitude and his work is only shown in a gallery, you don't really have that opportunity to take that piece of work and do anything new with it. But when you put your work on the internet, or if you're open source, that gives someone the opportunity to expand on your work, or do another twist on it. And like I've seen my own animated GIFs sort of like morph into videos, and not all the time am I like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. But I think that possibility is there is more exciting than, as you were saying, this romantic notion of the artist working in solitude.
We're talking about how to put internet art in real space. Like, there should be more real art in the internet space, real and physical. Like, after a press preview, you will see lines on Twitter of the art that you're not supposed to see because you're not privileged like me. You didn't get invited to a press preview at 10 o'clock in the morning. No, you went to the opening at 6 p.m. But if you wanted to, whether or not you live in New York and close to the museum, if you're online, you could see that art. You have the accessibility. And even though the art world economy relies upon glorifying objects, whether or not they're actually good, beautiful art, as in luxury items that have this weight. Our economy is on the gold standard, and it's not really, like, we don't really have like, like money is a concept, art is a concept, reselling is a concept. Like, I really like the openness of the internet that you can see that art, and we can all play along this game of like, we saw the art first, but Europe is not the only part of the world. There are people, hopefully, in like, Oakland, they're looking at my Vine of the 1993 show. Now looking at more YouTube videos of the same artist.
Julia.
I'd just like your opinion on what digital platforms exist now, or at least have the potential to become good models for monetization for an artist.
Well, a quick example I can give is Vimeo, which is sort of like the YouTube for video professionals. Recently introduced a new feature called a tip jar. So basically, your videos are still free to access in the same way as they have always been. But if someone likes it, there's an easy system set up for someone to leave $1 or more. So this is a very small example, but potentially this same concept could be on Tumblr very easily. And I don't know if anyone's actually going to really make any money from those tips, but maybe the culture will change in a way that people would think it's rude to not tip an art that you really like. It's awesome.
I mean, there's things like Society 6, so like for me, like if I want to put documentation in my work, or like images in my work, like I can put it on there and actually try to sell some of the things and have it put on a t-shirt or whatever else. Things like GitHub, like you can actually, they have a feature now which you can actually donate to that contributor. And then there's things like Flatter, which is sort of like liking, but there's actually a little bit of value to it. You're actually donating in a sense every time you do like something. So those are.
It's still needs to be invented. Please invent it. It doesn't exist yet.
All right, I know there's more people with questions, I'm sorry. I think we're out of time for today, but the good part is that you can come and ask these questions in person, and stick around and drink some more beer and wine, and hopefully there's still some snacks left and stuff. No more snacks. You ate them all? Okay. Thank you to our lovely panel. Let's give them all a round of applause. Huge thank you to Huge for having us here. Huge thank you to all of our lovely Arts Tech volunteers for helping out and making this possible. And if you have not yet posted your photo to Instagram, Arts Tech Red Carpet, make it happen so you can be part of our awesome group photo.
Do it or GTO.
Thanks, guys.